Welcome everyone, I'm JP and this is
Big Guy.
This is Pack and Draw, where we open a pack and draw the card later. Let's see what's in the pack. Go ahead. Right, hopefully get some good stuff. What do you think?
Yep. Gullet, Feebas, Purloin, Hippopotas, Centret. I can't say that one properly. Spinnerack, Kanzakan, Running Energy, Simipour, Spikemouth, Birdkeeper.
All right, so which one are we going to draw here? I'll let you pick this time.
This one should be interesting.
Okay. Let's get drawing. Okay, everyone, we're here at our drawing part of the video. We have Hippopotas here, so let's get drawing. You can see, like usual, we have our basic sketch lined out here. For this interpretation, this original interpretation, I have him here kind of laying down, sleeping after eating a lot of food. It's a hippo, so it probably needs a lot of food. So I'd like to start out with some kind of like thicker line areas. Play up those rounded corners. As always, we want to be confident with our strokes and make sure everything works. So what I'm doing here is it's kind of like adding some shading area for that. And then for here, I'm going to just simply kind of like cap off these parts. So it's not like that thick Sharpie marker. There, so you can see kind of like the bottom of his mouth. Up top here, what we have is his kind of like his eyes. And in this case, I have him or her sleeping. You can kind of see there's some interesting elements kind of coming off the top of the head there. I'm not sure if those are ears or something. And these are kind of like the snouts. So I'll work with them later. And I'll get to the eyes a little later too. I'm just wanting to get mostly the form of the body. We could probably even go thicker out here with some of this stuff. So like even in this area here, we can even get thicker. And you can see how that gradation really works well. It kind of like that build up that corner when we do add those capping parts. Just really kind of giving some depth, almost kind of like shadow to that area. I might even go thicker later, but for now that's fine. Let's see what we have here with this. Maybe this mouth part here, I'll go a little thicker underneath. Kind of just to show that part there. Yeah, so I think it's starting to come out pretty good so far. Pretty happy with it. What gets a little difficult, he has these kind of, it's not a snout, but it kind of looks like the snout on this back there. So this is where his body comes up, and then this kind of sticks out. Not quite sure what I'm going to use for that yet. What marker? It's got that there, making that a little thicker. Maybe I'll start with this and see how it looks. I could always add something thicker later for that. Let's work on like it's like they're almost kind of like toenails on his hooves. So that's coming out somewhat nicely. I'm going to switch back to this marker here. You can see with how this bottom part is working. Go back to this marker. Starting to get the form around this. It's kind of going slowly, but that's fine. There you go. Starting to see how it might look. Notice I don't always like bring all the lines together every single time. So let's move on to this here. Some of this kind of rounded area. Hopefully it's dry. You know me with this. Sometimes the marker on this type of board doesn't always dry the way I want to. There you go. We have kind of like the snout, the body, nice form. Yeah, I think it's coming together nicely. A little smudge here and there, that's fine. Give it some personality. Nothing wrong with that. And let's work in some of these eye elements just to kind of get some of the details so you can see what I'm seeing here. So this is a little thinner. Actually, I think that's almost too thin. So let's go back to this marker here. This is starting to break apart a little bit, that's fine. And then for the inner part here, we have kind of like the sleepy eyes. And then we'll go back to, say, the thicker marker. I'm always switching between these here for this part. And let's work on these here. Especially when you get to the outside part. And the underlining part of this here. And we'll come back and finish those off with a thinner one. We could almost, if we really want to, fill these parts in. Fill the inside of the snouts. Be relatively dark compared to the rest. So, getting these mixed up a little bit, that's fine. So you can see with this here, how that, we kind of cut that off a little bit. So let's bring these together. I really like how this outer part is darker. So what I'm going to do is really play that up. Really thicken that part up. There, so you can kind of see the outer part, almost like a shadow-like element coming in. So I'm going to try to do the same thing here. Hopefully you guys can see the same thing I can with this here. There you go. That's coming along pretty nicely. Really like that. Keeping those backside of the forms thicker. Hopefully it'd be a little bit more consistent, but I'm okay with that. And this marker here is starting to break up, but let's not have that deter us too much. Let's work with what we have. We could always get another one later. Round off these corners. Almost getting bags in his eyes. He's definitely a sleepy one here. I'm going to come around here with this top part. I'm going to thicken this up too. Let's see how this looks here. Especially on the outside. Yeah, it's not too bad. You can come in there with a thinner one later too. Kind of getting some form on that side. Can't help myself. I'm going to add some details in here. Let's see here. All right. It's coming along relatively nicely. I like to add some of my kind of like those little hatching elements in there. Maybe I'll add some shade there. Let's see here. Make sure I don't go too far over. There you go. That's a few more hatching elements. Definitely add some here. Just really kind of show the directions of things. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's really coming along nicely. Let's use one of our thinner markers. I think if I were to do this again, I'd probably go in there with a little bit more of a steady hand. Maybe make sure we get a marker that isn't fraying too much. But no worries. I think we can add some nice elements in here. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of see really quickly how we got some of the patterns of the camouflage and body shapes, the hooves. I would even probably go in here and get that. Some indications there. Definitely add some inner elements there. There you go. Yeah, not too bad. Some parts you probably want to correct. But overall, yeah, definitely. Probably should switch markers, but I'm a little lazy. Just kind of thicken that part up there. Overall, I think it came out pretty nice. Maybe I would adjust some of these parts, but yeah, not too bad. I'm going to add some grass, kind of really thinner. Using my line here, just kind of grass. He's kind of hanging out here. Maybe he ate a little bit too much. Oh, one thing we forgot was, definitely don't want to use this marker. Well, the tail. Actually, man, I'm going to go back to that one. Yeah. Yeah, a little stubble of a tail. But yeah, there we go. Not too bad. Got all the forms, some tricky parts with those. But for the most part, I think it's, working pretty nicely. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and take care. Thank you.